It's time to get ready for the holidays and get all of our memories scrapbooked on a beautiful kit called Keeping Traditions. I'll be using the beautiful Keeping Traditions Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, plus I'll be adding other products in order to make 12 beautiful pages for your memories. So as you can see here, there's 3 layouts that you'll be using, and the kit is all inclusive with pattern paper, sticker sheet, punch outs, and coordinating cardstock. I'll be bumping it up a little bit with some extra details, so I want to go over just a little bit of those with you. The two-tone cardstock, which are in these beautiful colors. We have real red, so you can see I've been doing some punch outs. We have Pool Party, Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, as well as Secret Sea and White Willow. Those are our beautiful colors. I'll also be adding half a pack of the DSP for Traditions of Christmas. Let's see here. They are stunning, absolutely stunning, as well as the gold foil cardstock. So you want to invest in that. It's 2 sheets, but it's well worth it. You can check your stash. We have this beautiful paper, and you can see that it has a gold foil on each of the designs. There's a front and back, so you have a different pattern on the back, which is just a matte finish, but look at how pretty that is. That's why that gold metallic paper is so important. It really makes it pop. Isn't that pretty? And that's our back side, which is a Secret Sea. So you have Old Olive, Secret Sea, there's Cherry Cobbler, and Real Red. We're not picking up any of the pink. So pretty. Love this pattern as well, the beautiful poinsettias. And then this beautiful red with gold. So I'll be using half of the DSP. I'll have a special offer, so you want to check the shopping list for that. Another new product will be this embossing folder, which is the beautiful pattern. I will point that out to you when I'm going over the artwork. We have these gems, so you can see I've used a lot of the gems. They're a nice glitter gem. They are not thick at all, and they are self-adhesive in lots of these great colors that we'll be using. This is on back order, and not back order, but will be back in inventory on around the 24th of November. I'm also adding these beautiful gold mix and match ephemera labels. They're self-adhesive, so there's adhesive on the back. Some of them I am popping up, but you can get a half, these 3 sheets for me, or you can buy a full pack if you'd like, and you can also use them on cards. One of the things I decided to add was the delicate pines. I really wanted a set that had some nice sayings, as well as you'll see it has some snowflakes in there, and it's a clear stamp set. I will be using this next month for another kit of the month, so stay tuned for that. But it's the die cuts. These die cuts right here are the ones that I've used on the layouts as well as the cards and tags. And there is so many more, so you have your snowflakes as well. It is really very, very pretty, and I like that I'm getting to use it twice. Now, when you're looking at the workshop kit, Keeping Traditions, these are pages 1 and 2. What I like about it is I opted to change it out a little bit, and I swapped out the green background for the white. Really helped make it pop. So you can see I might have added a little bit of some of the die cuts that I've used that have some sprigs and leaves in the color cardstock that's in the two-tone kit. Or you can use the cardstock that comes in this particular kit. These are really pretty. I changed it up a little bit, so now you can see those great little gems that are being showcased in the blue on these layouts, or red, and how I just added a couple of those little details of the die cuts that I wanted to add just to make it pop a little bit more. This I opted to also put on the white and use a little backdrop of the Secret Sea behind the pattern paper, and aren't they really pretty? I love this little piece of scrap that's a sticker on the sticker sheet. So we have punch outs and stickers. Nothing here has been stamped. I did add some die cuts, which I like to add just to give a little bit of more greenery and festive look for the holiday layouts. So these are pages 1 and 2 out of the scrapbook kit. Now pages 3 and 4 are really very pretty too. Once again, I opted to do just a little bit of tweaking. I flipped the paper over. If you'd rather have the red paper showing, go right ahead. But I really liked how it picked up the colors of these punch out scallops over here. I added a couple of more photos here, a little bit more greenery, changed it up a little bit, and I have the deck the halls popped up. I also opted to emboss the pool party paper. So I use the So Swirly. It's a 6x8 embossing folder, but any 6x6 embossing folder will work. And I also did it here. It just gave it a little more texture to the layout. The stickers are here. We have our gems. We have our beautiful punch outs. And I added a little bit of greenery, which is optional for you. So you can see how I did that and added those little gems in the colors. I really thought that was kind of fun. It helps pop the layout a little bit with little sparkles of color. Now the last set that's in the scrapbooking kit is this one, pages 5 and 6. And you'll note what I did here is I splattered this. You can use Wink of Stellar glitter pen with the ink of Old Olive and splatter it. If you have some shimmer brushes, that would work as well. I used Avocado. So you can see it here. I changed it out, so I made a little pocket here. It says pull, and for me, I'd rather have it pull it out of the top of my page protector than out of the side. So you can do your journaling here and hide it behind that. I opted not to put any gems in here so you could see what it looks like, and just added a few gems on the layout, and I did not add any greenery. This is really very simple and clean looking. I did use my little swirly embossing folder on here, and I really like the way it came out, and I hope you did too. So the first 6 pages are out of the Keeping Traditions Scrapbook Kit. The next set of pages are using the DSP and the two-tone cardstock. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that paper. Now you can see how that foil paper really looks stunning. And I used the gold foil, but now you can see how I also use the embossing folder. Now another product that I've used that many of you own are circles. I use the stylish circles. There's about 6 stylish circles. There's squares as well as dovetails. You can see how I added the greenery. I used the Merry and Bright label, and I really love how this came out. You can see the Happy Christmas here and that beautiful ornament as well. That's a circle, just adding a bow, and I just love adding that greenery behind it. It just helps pop it. So you can see what I decided to do is I used the Pool Party cardstock here to pull out the blue that is in this gorgeous paper. And then you can see how I added some of the red gems as well as gold gems. The right side is adding all of the embellishments in the middle, and now you can see how those ornaments are. Now this was really cool. By using the using the die cuts, you're able to punch out the image in the ornament, and I backed it up with some of the gold foil paper underneath. You can use a die cut bow, you can use ribbon that you have the gems here, and it is just beautiful together. So these are pages 7 and 8. I love the way it came out, and using my labels as well. I did add a little bit of string, and my tip is just to use a piece of scrap paper behind it to hold it in place, pull it nice and tight, and use it on your ornament topper, and it really looks so pretty when you have that string. You can use gold ribbon, gold string, red, blue, whatever color feels to you. Now these pages are stunning as well. I think it's this paper that I really liked. At first I wasn't sure because of the Secret C. It would just be so beautiful when you add this diagonal, that Secret C, and now you can see how that gold pulls the gold out of the paper, out of that foil, and how I've added my little embellishment up here, or cluster. Now these bells are actually from a stash of product that I have, but you can just use anything you have. It can be more sprigs if you'd like. I popped up the Merry Christmas, and I actually fussy cut the flowers out of this paper, as well as these beautiful poinsettias here. So can you see how gorgeous that looks? This circle is embossed, and then I have my poinsettias and all my little gems here adding to it, and I stamped Celebrate the Season in real red, which is also out of the Delicate Pines stamp set. So you have Celebrate the Season. It's the most magical time of the year, and that was really nice for this. Isn't that beautiful? So I did fussy cut the flowers out of this paper. So what was left over, you can see here, is just me doing my little fussy cutting and using those pieces on the layout. So here you have it right here. Another little circle that's embossed, one that is not, some more of those die cut leaves just to add a little something, another circle and another label. And I love that I did the gold foil here in 1/4 inch, and at the bottom is 1/8 of an inch. Great way to use 3x4 flip flaps and 4x6 flip flaps on this page. If you note, these are all double matted, the large red ones. So we have the real red paper and the Secret C, and it really made the layout pop by adding that extra detail. Now this last set of pages is actually on that Whisper textured paper. It's white, but it's got I don't know if you can see it, it's really not that easy to see on camera, but it's got a diamond pattern. I used the stripe pattern in the Peaceful Days kit, so now I'm using the diamond pattern. I just like that it has a little bit of a creamy look to it. It's white, but with a tinge of ivory, and how it worked so well with these pages. So these are pages 11 and 12, and now you can see what I did up here, this cluster. I used those dovetails again, so that you can do a little bit of journaling or a title here, Season's Greetings, embossing folder, those stylish circles. The dovetails are here out of the same set. My greenery, that's in old olive stamped or white, really pulls it together. You can see how the papers work so well. We have that green pattern, that red pattern, the floral pattern with that gold foil in it as well. I'm using real red as my photo mats. Love that color. And look at the presents along the bottom. Do you see how that worked out along the bottom here? So those were the squares that came in the stylish shapes. I did use a stamp and old olive ink to stamp the background with all the different sprigs. And now you can see how I've used the gems, a bow, sprigs, thread, label, foil, more gems, and another dovetail here. Isn't that gorgeous? So, so pretty. I also used the foil to create a 3x3 mat, and the circles were used on the previous pages as ornaments. And then I used my die cut for the beautiful bow and that gorgeous pattern. My gold dots, the Merry Christmas label is punched up with my green dots, and just more of the presents, as well as from our house to yours as sort of like a tag, joy, and some greenery here. So those are the last 2 pages. So we have 12 pages in all. Now for those of you that like to use your scraps to make cards and tags, I thought I would show you what I came up with. So for those of you that like your circles, here's a beautiful look of what you can do with your scraps. You can emboss, you can use the foil. I'm using those labels. I use that flower. That flower is out of this set. I decided not to stamp it. Let me show you. I think I have it stamped on another page. Oh, it's one of the cards. I'll show you in the card. But here it's just got a little greenery, and you can make a bunch of these and then add your ribbon. So, so pretty and easy to do with your scraps. Now, Peaceful Days, I use this die cut that is your tag. It's two sizes of a tag to create these looks. So I have it really simple. A couple of the little berries. I stamped my greenery here, and then I added my label. This one, I put a little flower behind it for a little more color. You can keep it simple and clean. You could bump it up with more paper, a dovetail, more greenery, and I just love that. And you just have fun with your strings and your ribbons to punch holes in and add your little tag holders. They're almost like ornaments, right? When it came to the cards, I made 2 cards. So we have this one, which is very plain and simple and easy to do with paper, a strip of gold foil. I had some gold thread on hand, and I'm using those gems again, and the Merry Christmas dovetail, the dovetail that's die cut. Now, if you'd rather bump it up, you have the option to use the same delicate pines die cuts and use the pine cones and the greenery here. And isn't that just gorgeous? So have fun with the options of what you'd like to do with these. Here's another set of cards. So here's where that flower is. I'm going to show it to you in both ways. We have the flower die cut here on cardstock, on pattern paper, on white that's stamped in the cherry cobbler. So isn't that pretty? And now you can see how I use the embossing folder to create this rectangular look, and just adding the labels that are popped up as well. This one is stunning too. Now I'm using real red. So we have the cardstock stamped in real red ink, more greenery, some dots. The Joy is a beautiful sticker ephemera label, and then the Peaceful Days label in the background that's nestled. So if you have some kind of a nestled die cuts that you can use for tags, go right ahead and use that. Now the difference on these two here is the fact that I embossed this one, just to show you that's optional, and I changed out the green for the red. So you have really a very, very pretty look here. And then lastly, these two are the same. They're just identical, except I changed out the greetings. So we have Happy Christmas. I'm just using the paper. I love this little flower. It's just the right size for the cards. And now I did these sprigs in the gold foil, and we have our leaves and gems in here. And this one says Season's Greetings. Isn't that so pretty? So these are all done with your scraps. So you have cards that will be included on the cutting guide, as well as these tags. I will give you dimensions. And then you have the 12 pages to scrapbook for your memories for the holidays. Now you really want to check out my shopping list, because all the details are on there. You'll be able to find it at lynncomo.com. I'll have a blog post up with a link to the shopping list so that you can create all of these pages, all 12 pages and cards with me. So make sure you check out the shopping list at lynncomo.com. The products are available at lynncomo.stampinup.net. I'll have all the links and information on the shopping list for you. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.